turns to chaos. And within seconds, nothing will ever be the same. Ever.
That was a hell of a ride.
I'm Ron Pitts. Our team has scoured the globe to bring you some of the most destructive mayhem ever captured on tape. Cameras roll in the Philippines as a U.S. military jet breaks apart in midair and slams into the ground. In Turkey, a worker barely escapes with his life when a freight train collides with a tractor trailer. It's where chaos and catastrophe meet, and it's called Destroyed in Seconds. In an effort to evade guided missiles during the Vietnam War, the U.S. Air Force begins equipping its planes with countermeasure devices called photo flash flares. A photo flash flare's intense burst of heat, light, and infrared radiation draws a guided missile away from the aircraft, allowing the pilot to initiate evasive maneuvers. At 690 miles per hour, this RF-4B Phantom II jet is performing a training exercise with photo flash flares when trouble strikes.
Report red monkey, report red monkey. Look for shit. Keep the cameras rolling. Where'd he go? Where'd he go?
He's on fire! Dad, take your signal down!
We have an F4 down. Probably rescue heroes. We have an F4 down. It's a flame out. We got a... Aircraft going down. Aircraft down. Control. 1-8, aircraft down. Evasive maneuvers. We're going to break off that aircraft. It was at 270. 270 down. We got flames. We have an aircraft down. Cameras rolling in. He's got the flares all over the place.
One of the flares malfunctions and ignites inside the aircraft. It explodes with a force of 2 hand grenades. The blast severs the Phantom's tail and sends it plummeting. Just 100 feet above the ground, the 2 crewmen eject, each withstanding 300 Gs. That's 300 times the force of gravity. Seconds later, the Phantom slams to Earth in a fireball. Because the aircraft was obliterated, investigators are unable to determine exactly why the flare ignited inside the jet. Both the pilot and the weapons system officer injure their necks and backs from the force of the ejection.
Okay, you missed the fireball.
They both recover and return to flying. The Phantom is a $24 million loss. The Indian Ocean, off the coast of South Africa. Around 9 p.m., the passengers aboard the Greek ship Oceanos are informed that the ship is taking on water.
And right down below now is water everywhere.
Before some of the passengers can even make it above deck, 2 of the ship's lifeboats have already been lowered. Unfortunately, one of those boats contains most of the ship's crew, including the captain, leaving the remaining passengers to mostly fend for themselves. Although there are still lifeboats available, the ship is starting to list, making it difficult for the passengers to lower the boats into the water. As the sun rises, one of the men on board makes a desperate SOS call.
We are channel 16, channel 16 at the moment. Can you help over?
Rescue boats arrive, but the 20-foot swells prevent a boat-to-boat rescue. Authorities conclude that the only way off the doomed ship is by helicopter. Aboard one of the South African military helicopters sent to rescue passengers is the ship's captain. He's returned to help coordinate the rescue. Gusting winds complicate matters, making it treacherous for the pilots to lower any rescuers onto the deck of the disabled ship. But with the help of some passengers, they're able to get the rescuer on board. Now, it's a race against time to get the remaining 200 passengers off the sinking vessel. 2 by 2, they're airlifted off the deck. It's a slow, nerve-wracking process, but 10 hours after it begins to sink, the last of the Oceano's 402 passengers is pulled to safety. Moments later, the bow of the more than 7,000-ton ship goes under. Within minutes, the Oceanos is lost to the sea. The Oceanos begins to sink when water enters the engine room through a broken pipe. With the engine room flooded, the boat is dead in the water. Eventually, the Oceanos rolls onto her side and sinks, bow first, into the Indian Ocean. A Greek board of inquiry finds the captain and 4 of his officers who abandoned ship negligent in the handling of the disaster. Thankfully, no one is killed or injured. Steamboat Springs, Colorado. Rally race car drivers from around the world have come to the first ever Rally National Championship. Rally car racing mixes fast cars, hairpin turns, and treacherous dirt courses, adding up to one of the most dangerous breeds of auto racing. Synonymous with dirt track and danger is the name Travis Pastrana. Pastrana is widely known for high-flying acrobatics on his motorcycle. His need for the extreme has thrust him into the dangerous sport of rally car racing. Today, driver Travis Pastrana is battling to remain on the leaderboard. He decides to gain some time by speeding up to 113 miles per hour, but he's chosen the wrong place on the course to do it.
That was a hell of a ride! Woohoo! Woohoo!
Pastrana comes into the turn at 113 miles per hour. He slams a berm, launching his car into the air. Pastrana's car violently flips 8 times. Thanks to their safety gear and roll cage, neither Pastrana nor his navigator are injured.
Are you alive? Are you alive? I'm fine.
As for his $200,000 race car,
He's safe though. It will hurt less if you don't look.
Very safe case.
it's completely destroyed.
That was a hell of a ride!
Mersin is a busy port city on the Mediterranean coast of southern Turkey. February 25th, 2009, surveillance cameras record the activity outside the port's many warehouses. Security guard Chim Tokach guides a semi-truck across the train tracks. He doesn't realize there's a freight train approaching, and the truck driver doesn't see it until it's too late. The train crashes straight into the semi, and the semi crashes straight into Chim. The impact knocks Chim's helmet off his head and sends it flying across the yard, leaving him lying by the train tracks. His fellow workers rush to check on his condition. An ambulance is called and soon arrives on the scene to find that Chim Tokach is alive. His only injuries are a blow to the head and some cuts and bruises. The truck driver also escapes with minor injuries. How is it possible to survive the combined force of a 100-ton freight train and a 10-ton truck? The answer is pure luck. And Jim knows it. He declares this day, February 25th, his new birthday. Firebird Lake. Top alcohol flat-bottom racers compete in the 2006 International Hot Boat Association World Finals. Getting just a little air under the hull of one of these super-fast boats can send it careening out of control. Something veteran racer Lloyd Bell is about to find out firsthand. Believes that he may have incorrectly adjusted a device on the underside of his boat called the cavitation plate, causing the boat to wobble. Once air gets under the flat bottom, the boat is launched out of the water. The right corner of the stern hits the surface, slamming the bow down. Both the engine and the safety capsule are knocked out of the boat. The violent impact causes the safety capsule's canopy to pop open. The capsule sails 200 feet before landing upside down in the lake, with Lloyd strapped inside, unconscious. Lloyd is drowning as the rescue boat and divers rush onto the scene. By the time they flip the capsule right side up and fish it out of the water, Lloyd has been submerged for a little over a minute. The tibia in his left leg has shattered into 15 pieces, and the backside of his body is severely bruised. But he's alive. This 145-mile-per-hour crash is the end of the line for Lloyd's career. Although retired, he is still actively involved in the sport. It's a sunny day near Ramona, California, where a group of ultralight pilots organize an air show they call Toy Gun, their version of the movie Top Gun. Although far more sophisticated than toys, ultralights weigh no more than 500 pounds, including the weight of the pilot and a full tank of gas. One of the participating pilots is Donnie Ecker. Donnie is an ultralight acrobat, able to pull off loops, rolls, and other aerial tricks. At about 5,000 feet, he's ready to perform a stunt called a dead stick maneuver. Donnie shuts down the ultralight's engine and goes into a dive.
Engine is off.
He's supposed to pull out into a series of loops at about 110 miles per hour. But Donnie stays in the dive too long and hits 130 miles per hour. He starts into his first loop and pulls somewhere between 4 and 5 Gs. His plane's aircraft-grade aluminum frame is designed to handle 6 Gs, but not at such high speed. Extreme forces produced by the high-speed loop snaps the right wing, causing the plane to spiral out of control. Donnie's ultralight is equipped with a ballistic recovery system, a parachute that's designed to pop out of a canister and lower the entire aircraft to the ground. Donnie instinctively pulls the deployment handle. From his position, he can see the shadow cast by his ultralight and the parachute carrying him to safety. Nearby, a family rolls videotape of what they can see of the air show. They capture Donnie's 5,000-foot descent. As Donnie comes in for a landing on the rugged California hillside, he is lucky to land on a patch of weeds. Donnie's mid-air emergency does nothing to damper his enthusiasm for ultralights. 20 years after this harrowing accident, he's still flying. It's top bike dragster action at Willowbank Raceway in Queensland, Australia. Top Bike is the fastest class of motorcycle drag racing, burning nitromethane fuel. These machines can reach speeds in excess of 200 miles per hour. As fast as cars, but without the protection a roll cage offers. Once they take off, racers are at the mercy of their body gear to protect them in a crash. Rodney is about to put his own gear to the ultimate test. As he crosses the finish line, Rodney brakes too hard and loses control. He slams against the safety wall at 193 miles per hour, then tumbles down the track. His bike skids for more than 600 yards. Moments after his high-speed crash, Rodney is back up on his feet. He refuses medical attention. His top priority is the condition of his bike. His top fuel machine sustains only minor damage. Despite hitting the wall at nearly 200 miles per hour, Rodney barely sustains a scratch. Thanks to his leather jacket and Kevlar padded pants. Paranagua, Brazil. Workers at the country's largest supplier of salt evacuate the plant. The reason? A tank holding 4,400 pounds of propane has exploded. Fire crews arrive and begin dousing the flames. When they realize the fire is in danger of igniting two more of the highly pressurized propane tanks, they pull back. And what had been a routine evacuation is about to take on added urgency. The video, some of it captured on a cell phone camera, shows the two remaining propane tanks exploding only seconds apart. The fireballs shoot more than 65 feet in the air. Workers and onlookers scramble for cover as the blast rocks the entire neighborhood. After the explosion, firefighters return to extinguish anything that didn't burn itself out. A car on a nearby street is smashed by a tank that was sent flying by one of the blasts. 34 homes are damaged and 9 are destroyed. 3 people suffer serious burns. An investigation reveals that the initial fire erupted during a tank-to-tank transfer of propane. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you next time right here on Destroyed in Seconds.